Is the sheep preaching hate when he says, I'm not going to let the wolf eat me anymore? If the wolf comes in here, next time he comes in here, I'll do whatever I have to do to keep him off my back. Is the sheep violent or is the wolf the violent one? He wasn't teaching hate, he was teaching common sense. You know, somebody's knocking you over the head, stop them. Do whatever you have to do to stop them. You know, the ones that were knocking him over the head were afraid of the fact that he might swing back. So they said, no, he's teaching hate. He's violent.
Black skin, white mask. Already know that life gets hard. And they say that we're used to the harshness. If it wasn't for the pain, I'd laugh. Truth is, we knew about light before dark. Turned music to art and taught everyone to dance. And still no chance. Freedom must be too much to ask. Bleeding from the ache in my heart. Sometimes I wish it was whites in the middle like France. No, I'm not racist, just jarred. Got hate before bush, not plants. They say we should leave it all in the past, but my brother's still dying on the end, so I can't. So if my attitude stinks, don't ask, cause a hashtag won't help you understand my stance. Fuck a melody, this is real rap if you ever see. Head hot, cause the system won't let me be. Tell me how I thrive in a place I don't cherish.
Yes, blessed love, his time is up, family. Blessed love, blessed love. We are back again, once again. Thank you so much, my people. Thank you so much for your support. Blessed love to all the moderators. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. We have got a very short live this evening. As you can see, I'm in my night clothes. I've got to be up very early in the morning. And I also am absolutely cream crackered. Is that the word, cream crackered? I'm mash up, people. I've been burning the candle at both ends for so many different reasons. All to do with the campaign, because once I get home from work and I do the baby Afua thing and she's locked off, then it's time to pay attention to the campaign. And it's been taking me a long time. So I'm going to bed at 3-4 in the morning. I'm up at 7. You know, it's a lot and I am mashed to the core. I've got a banging headache, people, without offloading. So it's going to be an extremely short live. But at the end of last week, for those of you that weren't on the live last week, we had the tragic news that the sister that approached us originally regarding Peter Bailey, the sister who made us aware of Peter Bailey's disgusting behaviours. Unfortunately, she passed away last week. So I forgot at the end of the live, I did say to people on the live or to the moderators, if I forget, remind me. And they were blowing up my phone. I didn't see that. And I ran off the live and we did not hold a minute silence for that sister. So I'm going to do that now. I want everybody to just take a moment of reflection, whatever you're doing, and hold a minute silence for that sister. You know, catch up on last week's live if you didn't hear what's been going on. But we're going to hold a minute silence for her now, starting from now. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, it's the most tragic news. And as I said last week, forgive my lighting, by the way. Again, not had time to sort all of that out. So this is not working. And I'm on a different laptop. So the other laptop used to show a lot brighter, even with the poor lighting. This one's really obvious. Apologies for that. It's all going on. And you guys know that I've never been about the visuals. I'm always about the message. So for me, it is what it is. You know, if people want TV, then they need to go and watch Netflix or something where there's brilliant lighting and expert filming going on. That's not what we're about here on this Time Is Up campaign. We're about catching these nasty paedophiles, rapists and abusers as best we can in the format that we've been used to, and now the new format, which is far more effective in catching people on the spot and having ready-made evidence that you can give to the police where there has to be a conviction and there has to be an arrest, you know, or an arrest and a conviction. So it's all on, my brothers and sisters. Some of you may have caught up on the Instagram earlier on this week, or was it yesterday I put it up, of what we've been up to this week. We're still shadowing, we're still training, we're still recruiting for the His Time Is Up online child protection unit. That's the name we're going with. And so, yeah, I was out, not last night. Was it last night? No. Wednesday night with the hunters. And we managed to bag another one. I tell you, the thrill of the hunt, knowing that you've got ready-made evidence that can be given to the police there and then, and you watch them getting nicked, is the best way that we can combat everything as it's happening in the now. We can't help the historic cases. We do our best to bring some kind of closure for that victim, that survivor, and some kind of justice. But with this way, my brothers and sisters, it is the best way ever. And we've got to, we've got to pursue that. So I'm putting a shout out to the community again. I need good, strong men for security. I need good, solid sisters to be doing decoying and things like that. If you want to get involved in any way, there's so many aspects to how you can get involved, whether it's admin, decoying, security, organizing, whatever it is, you can get involved. So hit me up on Afua Rose 69 at Afua Rose 69 on Instagram. We can have a conversation about how you can get involved. So yeah, keep them coming. I want to kind of touch on something very, very quickly, because on the back of that person, we all know who we're talking about. I'm not even going to say his name. I'm not even going to sully the platform tonight, but we all know who we're talking about. The person that's been telling a bag of lies on me and who's got a platform to do so. Enough people obviously are listening to him, and I've been getting abuse in my DMs about my white man security from black men. And a couple sisters too. Are you people for real? I have never professed to hate white people. I am extremely pro-black. And there are some white people that see that as anti-white. And there are some black people that see that as anti-white. So get a life. There's nothing wrong with being pro-black. We are not anti-white around here. We're anti-Akri. That's what we're about. We're anti-wrong'uns. If we were anti-white, we'd be featuring lots of white pedophiles like everyone else does. We are not about that. We are about what is right and what is proper and what is moral. Now, at the end of the day, there has been no black man that has come to me, bar one, and that brother is my beautiful brother, Danite. Danite, you know who you are. Put up a 1 if you're in the chat, bro. Yeah? If you're here tonight, put up a 1 in the chat. Because you see that brother there? That brother has been the only brother, and Killer P as well. Killer P came and he made himself known. You know, there's other brothers that are there. We know about our beloved brother Mega. We know about our beloved brother Big Ras, and all the other brothers that have come out to support. But in terms of offering security, yeah, in terms of offering security, it's been Killer P, okay, and it's been Danite, actually. So it's 2 brothers, really and truly. But we know that Danite was there from day one. You know, that brother turned up, brother Danite turned up at the Black Awards. I was shocked. It was towards the end. A lot of people don't know this, apart from who was there. You see that brother there was on the first march, little young. I don't know if he's young, but he's small. But I know he's deadly in terms of his martial arts skills and what have you. He just turned up at the first march and just joined the security detail. I actually thought he was a part of them at first until, you know, he introduced himself and whatever. That brother there, that's what I'm talking about, you know. And he's been to the second march as well. Killer P was at the second march. Blessed love to those brothers there. Blessed love, Killer P. You don't know, okay? Danite came to the Black Awards. I was shocked to see him. I thought he'd sort of come as a, you know, as a patron and, you know, was enjoying the awards and whatever. But it was towards the end when everything was finishing, and I just saw him pop up, you know. And I said, "Oh, brother, what are you doing here?" And he says, "I come for you, sis. I don't know if you had security." I said, "What?" He managed to just slip in without a ticket because it was the end of the event, so nobody was really stopping him to get through. And he had come clean from East London, clean up to Croydon on a Sunday night off his own back. Nobody asked him to, and he didn't know if I had security. You understand me? I don't have a picture of Danite. Danite, send me a picture, my brother, so I can give you your roses because I love you so much. And the only other person that's done that has been a white man called James. And I've told you the story of James. I don't know James from Adam, okay? This brother contacted me on Facebook and said to me, "I love what you are doing. You are doing God's work, and God has told me that I need to protect you." That's what the man told me, you know. I didn't trust him at first, like I don't trust anybody, you know, but there was something in my spirit nagging. And we went out on a thing that we were doing. I won't say what it was, but we went out on a mission. You know, I had a mission planned at that time. And I said to myself, I'm gonna call him. Let me see if this brother is real. Because obviously we live in a world where we've forgotten what it's like to have benevolence, you know? We've forgotten what it's like. So when somebody offers their heart like that, we're kind of, we hold back. I know I do. Let me own it, you know? So I put brother to the test and I invited him on this mission, and he did not falter. And he's been around me ever since, you know, like a sentinel. This brother here, this is us at the Black Awards. But my daughter says it reminds them of, what is this thing called? The Bodyguard. Well, I ain't Whitney Houston. James ain't Kevin Costner. We're not about to have an affair. You understand? It's pure works that we're on. And that brother James as well, he goes all over the country hunting pedophiles. That's man's mission and man's passion. Do you understand? Don't nobody tell me about white man James. Nobody can't chat to me about white man James. He has shown more loyalty in the few months that we've known James than in the whole 2.5 years we've been doing this thing by the majority of the community, bar the two brothers that I just spoke about, you know, or the other brothers that I just spoke about. So don't nobody chat to me. You see them people that want to run up their mouth when they had capacity to come and protect those sisters. Forget me for a minute, because James doesn't just protect me. He's protecting everybody that's there. We saw James go straight in when it came on to Milton McGowan. He was threatening the stage and threatening the peace of His Time Is Up March 2022. You know, no sideways, no looking left or right, straight in there. Yeah, for black women, una should feel shame on herself. Shame on anybody that wants to come and tell me about that. Where the hell were you? That's all I've got to say. Where the hell were you? You were nowhere to be seen. Yeah. And right now we're highlighting the abuses in the community. Every man should be standing up. Enough brothers have come on here and said it. You know we have enough brothers supporting. And I'm not even judging those that maybe haven't come because they've got reasons, you know, decent, legitimate reasons, not because they're shook, not because they want to second guess what's being said by the victims or anything like that. They have legitimate reasons, but they're here with us in spirit and they support in other ways through the channel. I love you brothers too, you know, but at the end of the day, don't nobody tell me about our close protection. His Time Is Up close protection security man, James Zickick, ex-British cage fighting champion, highly trained, close protection security who provides protection for lots of high-profile people, including David Icke, and all those people that whistleblow on SRA and whatever. So we are honoured that brother, after all that work that he's done, and for the people that he's guarded, to have seen our cause as worthy of his time. We're grateful to you, my brother, and I just want to put that out there. The rest of you in my DMs, I don't want to get crass tonight. I ain't got the energy, but I do want to say something that ends with mother. That's what I want to say to Uno. Mother at the end. Yeah? You guys all know what I mean. I'm not having it. Anyway, I'm speeding through. We're probably only going to do about 15, 20 minutes. We've got up to 15 minutes already. Lardy can chat Afua. I thought I'd only done about 5. It went quickly. And we might get to 30 minutes. I don't know, but I do have to run, people. I'm so sorry. I was going to cancel the live tonight. I actually was going to cancel it, and I thought, no, I can't keep the people waiting. I went in at about 9:45, and I saw people already there. I thought, no, you can't cancel it, you know. But I'm mash up, people. Bear with me, honestly. So you guys may have seen this guy on Instagram. His name is Courtney Simpson. Courtney Simpson. Where do I start with Courtney? So it was an interesting one. It was an interesting one, people. It was a very interesting one a few nights ago, because this guy had learning difficulties. He had learning difficulties. And we were in a situation where we could, I heard his voice. Let's just say that. And because I don't want to give away too much about the dynamics of how these things are set up and what have you. You know, that defeats the object. Thank you, hairstyle and things. Thank you. I can show it on the screen. Yes, a dat on a fiddle. That right there. Yeah, don't like my crassness. Too bad. Like I keep saying, no one's paying me to be in the big house with a strategic planning meeting or whatever, that I need to put on my best speaky spokey accent and manners for anybody. I am my authentic self. And if you upset me, I will tell you to. Right, there you go. Oh, she's so crass. Where's her decorum? Where's whatever? You know what? It made me laugh when we invited Dr. Khalid Mohammed, my mentor over here back in the 90s. He was like, wow, Negroes over here be getting them big fat lips around those words like that, you know. And he was trying to do the English accent. And it's kind of true what he was saying. Let it all hang out, people. Let it all hang out. Yes, thank you, All About the Black. That was going to be what I was going to mention next before Courtney. Thank you for reminding me. We are marching out to Milton Keynes Social Services offices on, I believe it's a Tuesday, isn't it? But it's the 7th of February. That's where we're going to be going, moving forward, people. So look out for that on Instagram. I'm launching it off this week. I needed a little bit of time for things to marinate. I spoke to Grandma yesterday. She's all set. We haven't raised enough money for a coach. We did raise about 150 quid. It is there. And we're deciding, do we put that onto flyers? Do we put it towards a minivan? So there's a certain amount of people that can come. The rest can make their own way there. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think on my DMs at AfroRose69 on Instagram, okay? But we are going on the 7th. That is what's happening. I was hoping to have another update for you guys today around another matter. But I'm not going to be able to talk about that because I haven't had the update. So also, for your diaries, the 20th of March this year is the defamation case at the High Court with Tony Clark. One of the great things about a defamation case at the High Court is that it's an open court almost. You can't film in there, but you can attend and you can tweet and you can communicate outside the court and what have you. So it's going to be interesting and it's going to be very, very public. And I'm glad about that because, as much as these people have had really expensive lawyers and I've only had myself and I've made mistakes with paperwork and all kinds of things, I'm still very, very confident that we will bust that case. And even if we don't, everything is up to the Father. We'll see what happens, next steps and all of that. But I'm very confident that the Father will prevail because these people are very evil and very wicked. 20th of March, that's when we're going. We got a lot on. We've also got a case coming to court, people. Yes, indeed we have. So I'm not revealing the name of that individual just yet. Yeah. But I was approached by his baby mother some time ago who told me about this. And because of the stage that things were at with that individual, I advised her not to go live, not to come on this platform and do what she had to do. So all those people that want to chat their rubbish about, Afua does clout and she's just advising people wrongly and she just wants them on and whatever. those who know, innit? And I'm very comfortable with who knows and knows. So I advised her that on this occasion, sis, I don't think this is going to be a really good idea. So just let that go there. She agreed. I think she even, she was toying with one or the other. And I said to her, no, the other. Let's wait. So it is now going to court on the 27th of March. This is a man that sexually assaulted his own daughter. Yeah? It is going to court on the 27th of March, and we need feet on the ground to make up noise and ensure that this man feels the weight of the community when it comes on to what he's done. And that's something that the sister would like very much indeed, that support. And we are going to give it. So us in the His Time Is Up family, you are plenty and you are many. Look out for that as well. That's coming up in March. And we are definitely going to be promoting that for people to attend. Take the day off work, book your annual leave. You do it for little and nothing anyway. It's time that we started being active, man. We can't just be armchair people. You understand? We can't just be keyboard warriors. We have to put boots on the ground. We have to bring it into the street. That's what it's about, right? That's the ilk that I come from anyway. So that's all coming up. Those are all the dates for your diaries. Let's get back to this boy. So he had learning difficulties, people, and he has a speech impediment, which kind of repelled me a little bit. It sort of threw me, And I was thinking, I was chatting to someone else and saying, how much capacity does this guy have? Like, I'm not sure about this one. This one don't feel right because of his state of mind and whatever, But I misconstrued, because I think that the speech impediment gave rise to an assumption that this person didn't have enough capacity because of how bad the speech impediment was. But let me tell you, when it comes on to the 12-year-old girl that he thought that he was talking to, and he might have a speech impediment, but there ain't nothing wrong with his typing. There's nothing wrong with his messaging. There's nothing wrong with the pictures that he was sending this child. Yeah? Nothing wrong with it whatsoever. And some of the generalship and the manipulations that he was trying to put on this child, I can't go too much into the details because there's definitely a court case pending. He's banged to rights. The wickedest thing is that he is a repeat offender. He's been caught before. And the hunters knew that he had reoffended because they had him in their net. And they have alerted the police, whose actual protocol should be to come and get him within 3 days. 10 days later, the police haven't even come to get this guy. They know that he's a reoffending sex offender. They've done nothing. So the hunters went and got him. And those police made us wait for almost 2 hours for them to come. It was disgusting. Probably out of spite, But it gives you an idea, people, of what it is that we are up against in this world of trying to keep paedophiles off the streets and away from our children. The authorities don't seem to care. And what you're going to see, for those of you that haven't seen the original video of the arrest, it is on Instagram at Afua Rose 69, and I'm going to upload it at some point here onto YouTube, so you'll be able to see it here as well. But I've got another piece of footage that I didn't put up, and I'm going to show it tonight if I can share my screen, because I couldn't upload it. So I'm going to try and do it on a share screen. I hope this works. Can one of the moderators, because the way it works, I got to flick screens, and that doesn't usually happen. Like, you can usually see what you're doing, but I think I have to flick screens on this one. And can one of the moderators in the chat let me know if it's working, because I won't be able to tell, and I might just be showing you the whole screen that, my console that I'm looking at now. That's the way it looks from my standpoint. So let me know if it's working when I show this video. But what I want to highlight here is the level of enablement and the way that people I don't know what it is. There seems to be this protection towards the paedophile that some people instantly feel. And we were confronted by a neighbor who was an ex-police officer who had been really nice to us. When he heard the knocking, we'd gone up to this Courtney Simpson's friend's house. That was the location that we were given. We'd gone to the friend's house and we had knocked on the door. The main hunter had knocked on the door, and the parents of the friend had come down. And instantly the mother was just completely in protection enablement mode. I don't know if she fully knew what this Courtney Simpson had done, but it appeared as if she did. And maybe even her son's involved. I don't know. But she just went into mode. It was deep. So we dressed back, waited for the police, whatever. And this neighbor came out, identified himself to us, said that he was an ex-copper and was extremely helpful. He even gave us access to his yard so we could walk through the back to see if anyone was going to try and escape through the back and whatever. But you see, the minute the police came and the minute his neighbors came out, the man switched on us. You're vigilantes, aren't you? And he went into one. I couldn't believe it. No one could believe it. It was bizarre. So I'm going to show you a little video of, you know, a different interaction, a different perspective of what took place. But it's really interesting. This Courtney Simpson has been grooming children online for quite some time. He's 24 years old. There's definitely capacity there if you see what he writes and what he sends, and he knows what he's doing. He's clearly somebody that is caught up in speech impediments, so therefore probably can't communicate very well verbally, but he doesn't have any problem communicating any other way. He's definitely intact up here. So I just found it very interesting because there's so many variables in this, and it was so easy to feel sorry for him, knowing what he's done, but to feel sorry for him because of his vulnerabilities. And perhaps that was what was drawing on the heartstrings of the neighbor and his friend's mom or whatever, his friend's mom and dad. But also what was quite sickening is that, so the people in the house are protecting him. Obviously, he's made a phone call to his mum because we've seen, we went out of sight and pretended that we'd gone. So we were hiding behind cars and all sorts. And if they looked out the window, they couldn't have seen anyone. So that made the coast clear for them. And then we saw a car pull up and him try to get into the car. Thankfully, we were able to block them off and call the police, and he was trapped and snared. But it was his mum. It was his mum. You know what your son has done. You know that he's been convicted of it before. Of course you know that. He's considered to be perhaps a vulnerable adult. So you definitely have control of this 24-year-old. You know what he's done. Yet you screech it up on the say-so of his brethren's mum, and you tried to get him away and slip him away neatly, knowing that he's been reoffending, because we made it clear, you know? And I just think it's disgusting, the things that people will do. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I find out that my 27-year-old son has been involved in these activities, you guys will see his face up on that Instagram wall of shame very, very quickly. I'm not having it. There's absolutely no way that I would support my flesh and blood in that situation. So let me try and share the video. There he is again, Courtney Simpson. Yeah, probably been bailed by now. Probably started reoffending already with a different online profile. It's just unbelievable. It really, really is. And it's not for the faint-hearted, because the things they say to these children, some of them start bullying kids. This one used mental manipulation on children when on what he thought was a child, and other children that he's been talking to, obviously, that are real children. You know, that's the point of this, is that you want to kind of circumvent their little activities, because they don't just talk to one child. And in the bag of children that they're speaking to, unlucky for them, one might be a paedophile hunting decoy. So that's how it works, and that's what we're doing, and it's very, very effective. But let me try and share this. I hope this works. I really do. I'll stop cam for a minute. Oh, no, I can't stop cam, can I? Yeah, I can. Hold on. Let's present. Let's see if this works. People. Oh, maybe, hang on. Right. Ah. Now it works. I get it. I figured it out. Right, so there we are. Yeah. Yeah, that's not quite straight.
You said you were part of the child protection team.
We are an online child protection team.
Do you for what borough?
Are you self-appointed by any chance? Rather than illegal?
We are legal. I was walking at 9 year sentences, 6 year sentences. I've had hundreds who've gone through court and guilty.
It seems to me that you are more on the vigilante side.
We're vigilantes. If we was vigilantes, we'd have had a hand on him. And unfortunately, when that lady there has put a hand on me and assaulted me, it doesn't make you. It's on camera. It's not you laughing there. You're the one saying about it's on camera. You see it on camera. Because we know how the law works. You should know how the law works. You obviously don't work in this department of the law, though, did you?
I mean, I'm sorry, but you know, you're just spoiling your claim for legitimacy by being so.
I think you'll find that when the police turn up, it will be a very different story.
There's no need for the sort of language I've been hearing from it.
I have heard her swear
Somebody
once.
and nonsense, paedophilia and all
But
that.
that is what he's
What other word would you? What other word? Can I just ask?
Yeah.
What other word would you use to describe somebody who's been sending indecent images to children
okay,
of
maybe.
his
But not in the
genitalia?
street, please, in front of
You
everybody.
do not shout that in the street. We both
You've
used
been
to work
shouting in the street. It's almost a breach of the peace, threatening behaviour.
Well, no one's been threatened. No one's been threatened.
Police don't act that way. Anyway,
It is.
anyway.
I understand
Well,
what you're saying,
well, if the
but
police
it's a case of which is the more serious crime here. I would think.
Yeah.
Somebody
Well,
shouting
we're not
paedophile
making
in the
any
street.
judgments, we're just trying to sort
Somebody
out this.
shouting paedophile in the street, or
10 of you
somebody
turn up
harbouring
for one person.
a
What's that
paedophile.
all about? 10 of you. Yeah.
we don't know what the situation is that we're walking into.
We have to protect him.
We have
That's
to-
why there's so many of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we will.
Yes, I can.
There we go. Lovely. Wonderful.
If you introduce yourself properly without shouting, then try
Well,
and sort it out.
we will, and you will see that we're legitimate as well. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks, Avia. So we've had to block off the road to stop the vehicle moving away with the paedophile. And the police have now arrived. So the main hunter is going to deal with them. Neighbours are not happy, obviously. Right, so that was a little snapshot, people, of the kind of opposition, you know. Angor says, amazing how they all closed rank and embraced the perpetrator. Wow, right? It was crazy. I did show the face of the woman who was protecting them, because I said she's enabling them. Now, those hunters don't normally show faces of anybody but the paedophile. But here on His Time Is Up, we name and shame. And in the video on Insta, we also had a little clip of the mother. Because as far as I'm concerned, those two women are disgusting. They're disgusting, disgusting, disgusting. And they don't get to hide. Not on the His Time Is Up platform. Not at all. You understand me? So that there you have it, people. That's the kind of thing that goes down. Sometimes they're very peaceful. And the guy goes, you know, willingly, doesn't really put up much resistance. Sometimes there's a big kickoff and he's got to be restrained. Shouting is more of a crime than paedophilia. And sometimes it goes, you know, all sorts of ways. But nobody shouted, by the way. I must say that. Although they were saying, oh, you shouted, you know, there was a bit of a kind of like, stop them now or whatever. And there was a point when the door was closed, when they were closed out, and sister was going up at the, saying up at the window, come down, Courtney. Are you going to do this to your neighbors? You know what you're guilty of, that kind of thing. Nobody was shouting and carrying on. It's all very sedate, actually, and very, very peaceful. And that's one of the things that kind of struck me about it as well. There's no scrum, you know, there's no kickoff. It's not like that. The people know what they're doing. They are extremely professional. And when the police arrive, everybody has to stop talking. You know, all those that are saying what they're saying, they just stop talking, because experienced officers, those that are not so experienced, will call through to the station and then they get their orders to do what they're doing. But the experienced ones will come and ask for the paperwork straight away. They already know what time it is. It is then handed over in a very neatly compiled file, a very professionally compiled file. They go away and have a look through it. And then next minute, they nick the perpetrator. That's what happens. It's simple as that. They have to nick them. You understand? Because it's live evidence. That's it. So, I mean, there's much more to it than that. But as I say, it is exhilarating to be able to do things like that and have it at source. It really, really is. So I'm going to put the link out, people. What are we up to now? 35 minutes. So I've gone over what I had planned, because I said to myself, 30 minutes and you're off, Af, because right now you might just drop asleep on people and get dropsy on the live. So I'm going to put the link out very quickly. If anybody wants to jump on and ease my load by having something to say, then I don't have to talk so much and feel even more tired. And yeah, talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what happens. Let's talk about anything you want to talk about, what's on your mind. It's all up to you. For the next 5 minutes, I'm going to put this link out, people. That's what I'm going to do. And if there are no takers, I am straight out of here, honestly. Let's raise some cash. That's what I was going to say. I'm getting more comfortable with asking. And for those of you that say I'm teething people's money, it's all rubbish. You can always see where the money goes. It's just foolishness. We need to get to Milton Keynes, and we need a crowd. I can get to Milton Keynes. Not everybody can. So it would be lovely to lay on transport. But to be honest, nobody really lays on transport for a march. People just reach or they don't reach, you know. But we'd like to do that. We'd like to make it that kind of event, if you like, and do that as a His Time Is Up family. So hit the Cash App. I've actually put it under the description. I think it's the right link in the description box under this live. It's also in my bio on Instagram, and you've also got the various other ways as well. Thank you for that, Sister P. Thank you. Sister's got the Cash App link up at the moment. I don't know if you can copy and paste it from the chat. You might be able to. Not from my end. You can't anyway. So there's the link. It's out. If you want to jump on, please do. Remember to connect your camera and your microphone and keep it moving. But yeah, it was just disgusting. Like the guy said on the video that I put up on Insta, I'm just disgusted by your behavior. The way the man switched on us and became the adversary as opposed to, you know, the assistants. It was just bizarre. It was wild, the way that he switched. Honestly, I have to laugh about it now when I think about it. I've never seen anyone switch so quick. It was literally like a personality change. Before, he was literally offering cups of tea to keep us warm. And he was all up in it. I was preying him and thinking, is he an ex-cop? Or is he just an old cop that's been out of the force for 30 years? And he's suddenly got a bit of excitement, you know, a little case that he can get into kind of thing. He was an old man. I thought he was a sweet old man. Nah, he wasn't that at all. It is just bizarre. There must be someone should do a study on it. There must be some sort of phenomena whereby, you know, people just go into some kind of blind spot that comes down when it comes to serving up a paedophile. I don't understand why people protect them. I really don't. I mean, this guy didn't even really know the guy. It wasn't any kin of his. It was his next door neighbor's son's friend, you know, but it's still it's so uncomfortable to deal with it, is what I think it is. You know, it's so uncomfortable. And hearing the word paedophile or nonce is so offensive and uncomfortable for people. I just don't understand. I don't know what it is. I really, really don't. There's a lot going on, but I'd like to study that one day. I'd like somebody to study it, even if I don't, and find out what goes on in the minds of people that shut down like that. It's just ridiculous. It really, really is. So, my people, it doesn't look as if we're going to get any takers. It really doesn't. And I'm going to go. I'm going to go. It's 39 minutes, probably one of the shortest lives so far. There's not much more I can tell you about Courtney Simpson because of the case. There's not much that I can tell you at all. Okay, the children in care up in Milton Keynes. Yes, we are going to March, Kelly, on the 7th of February. Is that what you mean? Is that what you're asking about? Marching on the 7th of February. People really need to come out for this, you know. I understand why short notice, one of the most freezing cold days of the year last year, and it was a Sunday that people couldn't come out. But we can all get a day off work if we really tried to, and there's enough notice to be able to get liquor annual leave. Do you understand? It is a weekday and it needs to be a weekday. Otherwise, it's pointless. There's no point going to the offices on a Saturday or a Sunday when they're all at home. It has to be on that day. I'm going to inform Milton Keynes Police. That's what we're going to do, because we like to do our thing properly. And we'll see what they come back with, actually, because even if they say, you know, no, we're not supporting that, then we will still go, because we have the right to do so for the time being, until they take away the right to march, which is coming. It's coming. They're justifying it through these, what's it called, Extinction Rebellion, people that have been protesting up and down the M25 and whatever. They're justifying it through those means. And it's going to come. It's going to come. So let's take our right while it still exists and support this family. You're going to see some updates from this week on Instagram, and every week until the 7th of February, you will see it. But we need to get flyers. We'd love to get some transport. We need to raise more money. Keep giving if you possibly can. And we'll make it happen anyway. If not, everyone's just going to roll down in their cars. Let's car share. Let's spread the word. In the next week or two, and if you want to join that, again, DM me at AfroRose69 on Instagram. But in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be in Milton Keynes Town Centre giving out flyers about the march. I think that it's going to be more effective and expedient if we try to raise the profile of this case up there. You know, there are small black communities in Dunstable and Luton and Hitchin and Milton Keynes itself, in those surrounding counties, you know. What is it? Berkshire? Yeah, I think, no, it's not Berkshire, actually. It's Buckinghamshire. Buckinghamshire, Hertfordshire, and Bedfordshire. So we're going to try and raise the profiles there, most definitely, my people. It has been an absolute pleasure. His time is up. As short and as sweet as it is, I was hoping somebody would jump on and give us a conversation that might prolong it a little bit more. But I'm going to have to go. I'm so mashed and my head is hurting me. You know, when you got one of them thumping headaches, and I don't suffer from headaches much. You know, I don't suffer from headaches much. But when I get one, I get it bad. And that's usually down to lack of sleep and just, you know, stress, if you like, just burning the candle at both ends and what have you. Yeah, so look out on Instagram, and I'll be saying it on each live each week. We're definitely going to be back next week at 10 o'clock, LJ. The times have not yet been confirmed. Ah, yes, the times have not yet been confirmed, but I will let you know. Fiona Williams, I'm so glad you asked that. I haven't caught up with sister yet, but I have had the news. And it's funny that you asked that, because I haven't got the full story, but all is well for Trini. All is well for that sister Giselle and her beautiful baby girl. They've won. The man dropped it. He dropped the case, and it's all good. It's all good. There's no more threat to that mother and daughter. So that's another good thing that we can report on. Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that. And I've yet to catch up with her, because we had a WhatsApp conversation and I'm due to call that sister. I actually did call that sister. And if you're watching, she didn't answer, but I called her quickly in my lunch hour and I wasn't able to call back on that day. So yeah, thank you, my people. Love you as always. That is fantastic news, Paula, isn't it? It's making me smile. I was so made up when I heard that, honestly. Let's take down Noncewood Hatch Club, New Cross, 28th January. Oh my gosh. I don't know, Jay-Z, that's another thing. I'm so glad you reminded me again. So there is something that we were planning, actually, because Tim Westwood looks like he wants to get his mojo back. He's out again after New Year's Eve at somewhere called the Hatch Club in New Cross on the 28th of January. So it would be that we would have the 20th for 5 days, which is my court case with the Clarks. And then on the 27th, yeah, from the 20th to the 25th would be my court case. 27th would be the sister that I was just talking about, the guy that is up in court for his daughter. And then the 28th would be the demonstration at the Hatch Club, because we can't have this. We cannot have Tim Westwood thinking that he can make money again in this community. No other community would allow it, people. What is it with us? And who are these people that are going in there supporting it? That's what I want to know. There needs to be a picket line. There needs to be a picket line. You understand? I'm not saying we're going to stop anyone, but they need to be feeling shame if they go in there, innit? That's it right there. You need to be exposed. I'm sorry, but it's not good enough. We all know it's true. It is not good enough. So then you'd have that on the 28th, and then what? A few days later, on the about a week later on the 7th of February, will be in Milton Keynes. So I'm hoping that we can organise for all of them. I know that if it's one that's going to maybe get left out, it might be the Hatch Club, because the other two are just, they're too important for us to drop. So let's see if we can make all of them, my people. Let's see if we can. So thank you for that. That is in the pipeline, Jay-Z. It is in the pipeline. Yes. So thank you again, my people. Let me look at some comments actually before I go. I don't want anyone to feel robbed tonight, There was a guy in America in the 90s who was aware he had AIDS and intentionally spread it around black girls. He's convicted at the moment. Thanks for that, Shane7. I think I heard about that, actually. Yeah, what Desiree Carmi, exactly what damn promoter put him in a club lineup? It's just, what is wrong with us? And then we complain when we are violated. It's just unbelievable, man. Yeah, let's go disrupt it. And I don't mean in the most negative ways. We can do that in a respectful way. We don't have to go there and kick off. I'm not about that. Let's not do that unless it's warranted, unless we're attacked. Do you understand? That's when we do that. Oh, thanks, Desiree Carmi says, go take a rest and drink lots of water. Acupressure, absolutely. And yeah, that is the best thing for headaches, to be fair. I don't pop pills. I'm not into it. I don't go doctor. I'm not into the pharmaceutical thing. I'm a holistic girl. And yeah, so things like that. Thank you for that, Desiree Carmi. I'm literally, if you can see my eyes, which I know you probably can't, but they're literally shutting down, people. They really, really are. So I'm going to go. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful weekend, my people. We did nearly an hour. It's 10 to almost. So that's not too bad, is it? Have a wonderful weekend, whatever you do. Make sure that you have a beautiful week. You will see me on the gram and here as well. We'll do some videos and update people. This week was a stinker in terms of work. I've got a new position that I've started in December, and it's escalating. It's a real intense role, and it involves a lot of safeguarding and making sure people don't top themselves and all sorts of stuff. So intense. And also baby Afua is well underway into year 7, and her work is piling up as well. And blah, 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 blah. And on it goes. Like every other mum in the country, right? We got to do the 9 to 5, do the mummy thing, and whatever interests we have on the outside as well needs attention. So blessed love, people. I will see you again next week. Blessed love, people. I will see you again next week, where we are going to have a fresh new case. It should have been on this week, but you know what it was? I didn't even get to put the finishing touches to that and catch up with the sister and get it all sorted in time. So next week you will see. Blessed love, people. Walk safe, walk good, and keep on talking. Blessed love.